Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to achieve a flawless finish with your foundation. So we are going to cover redness, acne, blemishes, scarring, pores, the lot. This is the routine I like to follow for special events when I want to look flawless and I really want my makeup to last. So if that sounds like something you want to learn, then just keep watching. We're starting off with a clean shaved face. Now shaving your face is completely optional. I never shave my face in real life, it's far too much effort, but it does make your foundation look extra flawless because there's none of that baby hair to like pick up the products. I'm gonna have a lot of tips throughout this video, so just pick and choose what you want to implement. And now let's get started. So having a flawless base really starts with skincare. I know you're probably sick of hearing that if this is not your first video you've watched, but you want to ensure that your face is hydrated without being greasy and that you're also using an exfoliating product. I really like, hold on, this night cream by Drunk Elephant. It's got 12% AHA, so having something that exfoliates in your skincare routine is just going to prevent the buildup of like dead skin cells, which can create texture when applying your makeup. So that aside, let's put some products on my face. First of all, we are going to go in with a hydrating primer. This is going to ensure the foundation is easy to blend out. My favorite is the Tarte Quench primer, and just massage it into your skin. So using your fingers is really going to help the primer just melt into your skin. You really want to like massage it in and not like vigorously rub your face, because that's going to like irritate your skin and cause like exfoliation as well. We just massage and press it in. Now if you're a very tiny percentage of the population that has been like blessed by God and don't have visible pores, you can completely ignore this bit. But for the rest of us normal people, we're gonna go in with a pore filling primer. Again, unless it's like a really special event, I normally skip this step just because the human body has pores, so I don't mind if people see them. So I'm gonna take a bit of the Benefit Porefessional primer. I really love this Dior Backstage primer that I have a little sample size of, but it's too expensive for me to justify buying the actual bottle. So we're going in with Benefit. And we just wanna work this in anywhere that we have like uneven texture on our skin. So my pores are mostly visible in the center of my face, and then I do have some acne scarring on my cheek, which you probably can't see that far away. Should I zoom you guys in? Let's zoom you guys in. So we just want to really press that in, make sure it's getting in to all those pores, all those crevices. I also picked out a pimple right here, so I'm just gonna pop some primer over that to fill it in. Okay, so this next step, we aren't going to go in with foundation yet. We are actually going to do our concealer first. As you guys can see, I'm sort of breaking out on my chin over here, and I've got a few scars. That I'm going to cover. Now, if you like, you can totally go ahead and color correct right now, but personally, I think color correcting's kind of a waste of time. There are some pretty intense full coverage concealers these days that I think do the job fine. But we are just gonna take my trusty Tarte Shape Tape. This is a full coverage concealer. It's really easy to blend and really lightweight as well. So we're just going to dab a little tiny bit just on the places we want to conceal. You want to start off with less than you think you'll need, because you can always add more later. You can't take it away unless you like start over. And then we just want to take a damp beauty blender or blending sponge and just dab over the top of that. Also, putting concealer down first over anything that needs a little more coverage is going to prevent us from going overboard with our foundation, trying to like cover everything. Okay, now it is time for foundation. My all-time favorite foundation for oily skin is the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. Full coverage, looks flawless, I love it. Now, I have seen some YouTubers recommend that you put your foundation on the back of your hand first to warm it up. Do not do this if you're wearing a long wear foundation. Long wear foundations, especially this one, dry really quickly. So putting it on the back of your hand first, it's just gonna dry out and then become like a really chunky, messy blob on your face. So what I like to do is put the foundation directly onto the beauty blender. So I normally start off with one pump. One pump normally does my entire face, guys. And we just wanna dab this onto our skin. So using a beauty blender versus a brush is going to give you a more airbrushed finish. See, look at how far one pump goes, guys. Don't forget to blend down your neck. Okay, that's looking pretty good, and my skin's all peely from retinol, but it's looking pretty good right now. Now I can just see the comments already, like, how to have flawless foundation. Step 1, have flawless skin. The techniques I'm showing you in this video I used when I had acne, so Doesn't matter that I have clear skin now, it's all about the techniques. Okay, the next step, normally I would do this whilst my foundation is still wet, but I just went on a spiel there and my foundation's dried. But now we want to go in with concealer to highlight our face and hide any dark circles. Again, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape, but this one is like, I want to say like 2 shades lighter than my foundation. So we get that nice highlighted effect. And we just want to really concentrate it on this area here. And then go in with our Beauty Blender and blend that out. So you want to bring it up along your eye and cheekbone, and also bring it down just onto the cheeks a little bit as well. So we get that nice highlighted triangle. So again, just bounce the sponge onto your face. This is going to really press the concealer into those pores as well, instead of just sitting on top of them. It also helps if you pull the concealer face, which is sort of stretches out the skin so you can really get into those pores. And remember, we are trying to use less product than we think that we would need, so feel free to go back in with your concealer if you want some more coverage. The Tarte Shape Tape does actually layer pretty well, so I'm just gonna put a little bit more just here because I only got like 4 hours sleep last night, so need to hide that. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now we want to set that. So you do want to use either a translucent powder or a powder that is a similar shade to the concealer. I'm going to use the Marc Jacobs Invisible Finish Line powder. So I am going to use my Beauty Blender to really press this powder into my skin. Normally I would use like a makeup puff, but I can't find any, so we're using our Beauty Blender. So I'm just taking some on my Beauty Blender and then just really pressing that onto the concealer. I know it looks crazy right now, don't worry, we will brush off the excess. So using something to really press the powder into your skin versus like a brush really helps it like fill in those pores and smooth it out, so that we look like a little baby China doll. So we just want to give that a minute to set into the concealer. And now if you have a lot of visible pores or a lot of texture on your skin, you might want to use the same technique to set the rest of your face. I think the rest of my face is pretty good except for like my hollow acne scars, but I'm not too bothered by that. So to set the rest of my foundation, I'm just going to use the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish Natural with a really fluffy powder brush. Also, if your foundation has dried on its own and like isn't coming off, you totally don't need to powder it. The more products that you put on your face, the cakier it's going to look. So if you can get away with not using powder, don't use it. So we just want to take a little bit on the brush, tap off any excess, and just lightly dust it onto your face. Your face is now like a fragile little kitten. You do not want to be aggressive with this because you don't want to disturb the foundation. So just really lightly, just. This is also the time that you dust off the excess powder on your concealer as well. Okay, so this is how we are looking now that we are powdered. It's okay to look a little powdery at this stage, but if you are looking excessively powdery or cakey, it could be one of 2 things. 1, your powder's no good, or 2, you're using too much powder for your skin type. So I have extremely oily skin. I'm basically an oil slick, so my face can handle a lot of powder without looking cakey. If you do think you look cakey after you've powdered, instead of going in with your makeup sponge with the powder, use a brush. This is my favorite. This is the Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35 brush. It's just the perfect shape to get under your eyes. So use a brush to just pat that powder in, and this way you're going to use a lot less product. Now it's time for contour, bronzer, blush, and highlighter. I am going to be using matte products for everything except for highlighter, just because anything with glitter or shimmer particles in it really highlights any texture or uneven skin surfaces. So for contour, I'm just going to be taking this one by Zoeva, and I'm just taking it on a small Sigma contour brush. Now you just want to lightly press that into the skin, just in a light stippling motion, and then we can blend it out very lightly afterwards. You do not want to do this vigorously because then it's going to disturb the foundation and you'll look patchy and cakey. So that's all I'm going to do for contour. Then for bronzer, I'm going to use this one by Fenty. It is Shady Biz. It's just a beautiful warm tone matte bronzer, and I'm just taking this on a large angled contour brush by Sigma. And you just want to do the same technique of pressing it in and then gently blending it. So this step is also where shaving your face comes in handy. My face hairs are actually quite long and they'd pick up a lot of the bronzer product and make it look kind of patchy. But like I said before, shaving your face is completely optional. I never do it because it's just too much effort for me, and you know, we're mammals and most mammals have hair. Then for blush, I'm just going to use this one by Maybelline. It's the shade 25. It's just a matte pink blush. And again, we just want to use that stippling motion and dab that onto our cheeks. Also with any face product, especially bronzer, you want to start from the outside of your face and then work your way in. This way, if you have too much product on the brush, you can sort of just blend it into your hairline. Now for highlighter. So I'm going to concentrate this on the tops of my cheekbones and down the center of my face. So we just start on the outer corner, work our way in. I also like to take it onto my eyebrow as well. Then without dipping back into the pan, I like to take the brush and just go along the outer edges of where I applied the highlighter, just to blend it out. Got like a highlighter mustache now, Kat, what have you done? So if you accidentally go overboard with the highlighter, just take your powder brush, dust it off. So I just quickly jumped off camera and finished off the rest of my makeup. Now it's time for the final and very important step. Don't skip this step, guys. So we want to take a setting spray and basically drown our face in this. This is going to melt all the powderiness together and just look beautiful and flawless. So my favorite is the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I'm almost out of this one. Hopefully it lasts for this video. Hold it, what is that? 30, 40 centimeters away from your face and just... And don't show any emotion until it's dry. Otherwise it'll crease and come off. The setting spray is now dry and this is our finished flawless base. So that is it for today's video. Also, haters, don't even think about trying to say I have a beauty filter on right now. Like, I'm flattered for the compliment, but first of all, I looked into those, they cost $500. And secondly, you see this scaly elbow? Yeah, see? No beauty filter. Anyway, I really hope you guys found this video helpful. Let me know if you have any other video requests. Also, feel free to check out these next two videos on how to hide pores and how to cover acne. And I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!